Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing a what's next on Otabek Kholmatov, the now former world title challenger, following his first pro defeat and 12th round TKO loss to Raymond Ford as he challenged for the vacant WBA featherweight title. Before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So this fight right here was a tough one on Kholmatov. Obviously, you suffer your first loss, you're ahead on the scorecards, and you get stopped with only 7 seconds left. I mean, had to be tough. It looked like he might have injured himself in the fight. So, you know, that could have been a big factor. And we don't know if he's going to be out for a while or not. We're waiting to see if he tore something in his knee, you know, and all that. But Kholmatov, a tough fighter, has nothing to hang his head about. It looks like he's going to be there in the near future. And to be honest, if Raymond Ford decides to move up to 130, you know, and vacate the title, I think Kholmatov should get a crack at it, as long as he's not injured. I think he should get a crack at the vacant world title. So, yeah, that's what I got for him and Ford. Do I think him and Ford is a possibility for a rematch? Not likely, for a couple reasons. They're both with different promotions. It's not a mandatory fight now, and Ford is considering moving up in weight, and I just don't think he would fight Kholmatov again at 126. Maybe at 130, but not at 126. So, now, let's run through the rest of the top 10, starting with Luis Alberto Lopez, the reigning IBF champion. I don't see this one. They both have ties with Top Rank, so I do think it's a definite possibility. But I think Lopez is going to want to fight somebody, you know, somebody with less risk and more reward. Because I think he really wants a unification belt. He's also talked about potentially moving up to 120. I mean, to 130. So fighting a guy on fighting a guy like Kholmatov right now, I just don't think he. I think he's a little bit on a higher level, and he wouldn't want to take a risk. And also, we don't know if Kholmatov is legitimately injured. So I do think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. Then there's Lee Wood, the former two-time champion. He's moved up to 130. That's not happening. Then you got Brandon Figueroa, the former 122-pound champ. He's with the PBC. I don't think PBC and Top Rank get together to make this fight. There's no titles on the line. It really wouldn't make sense for the two promotions to come together for this fight. So I don't see it. Then there's Mauricio Lara. He's with he's moving up to he's with DAZN over there, and he also moved up to 130 in his last fight. So I don't see him returning to 126 to fight a guy like Kholmatov. Then you got Ray Vargas, the WBC champion. He's a PBC guy, and I don't see any cause or need for him to fight a guy with Top Rank, so I don't see it. Then there's former two-time champ Josh Warrington. Warrington is moving up to 130 to fight Lee Wood in a rematch next. So I don't see this one with Kholmatov being possible. Then there's WBO champion Rafael Espinosa. Now this one's interesting. Another guy tied with Top Rank. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely, because I think Espinosa is either going to make a mandatory defense or he's going to fight Robeisy Ramirez in a rematch. So Kholmatov coming off of a loss, it just doesn't seem like a likely option for Espinosa. So I don't see it in this one either. Then there's Robeisy Ramirez. I don't see Ramirez, even if he doesn't get the Espinosa fight, I don't see him taking a risk and fighting a guy like Kholmatov next. I think he wants to build himself back. If he doesn't take Espinosa, I think he wants like a tune-up bout and then get to Espinosa in his next fight. At least a guy with less risk, so I don't see him fighting Kholmatov. Then there's Nick Ball. Nick Ball's a Matchroom and DAZN guy. I don't see him and Kholmatov coming together for a fight. And then finally, there's Joet Gonzalez. And to be honest, this might be the most likely option for Kholmatov, at least for top ranked guys, at least for, you know, in the top 10 and guys in his own promotion, because Kholmatov's Joey Gonzalez is a former 3-time world title challenger, and he's been with Top Rank for a while, and he's always willing to fight anybody. He's a fearless fighter. So I could see Gonzalez taking this fight and going, and him and Kholmatov going at it. I could see Bob Arum matching these two guys up. Kholmatov, we got to make sure he's not injured, and he'd be ready for a war like this. So I'm about 50-50 that it could happen, but we'll see. So with Kholmatov, we're definitely going to see him back. I think before the end of the year too, and I'm hoping he's not injured. But we're definitely going to see him back, and it's likely, in my opinion, I see him more taking a tune-up bout, you know, and something like that, unless he's not injured. If he's not injured, he might be more likely to get an eliminator, or if Raymond Ford vacates, I would love to see the WBA give him another crack, because he performed so well for that title. So we'll see what happens, but that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on former world title challenger Otabek Kholmatov, following his first pro defeat, a 12th round TKO loss to Raymond Ford, as they competed in the main event of the ESPN card that took place on March 2nd. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.